at all, as Claire directs the last running riders there. I can see 1666 is that? Can't quite make it up.
666 Daniel James on the ZX6R Kawasaki.
I can't quite pick up the other one. It's the rookie thousands. Get ready to go. I'm going to watch Tommy Jones to the back of the grid. You've got to think Tommy's going to be good off the line. And yeah, indeed, he picks up the first row ahead of him very quickly indeed. So that's 2 bikes he's passed so far into the first corner. And he's going to whip round the outside of another 2 at Redgate there. A couple of riders running a little bit wide. That's going to give Tommy another opportunity. He's already into the midfield there as the 600s get ready to go. I'm going to get and watch. Ready to go. The lights are out. A little bit of creeping there. And Will Howard, only his second meeting aboard that 600, he gets the whole shot. He's away beautifully down into Redgate, and he's going to lead the field as a whole sea of orange vests chase very rapidly after him as we look for the thousands who are going to be up at the claims, I imagine, because that's the way it normally works. The split start, indeed they are. And I'm looking for Tommy Jones. The way we can spot Tommy, mate, he's got the orange bike, but no orange vest or yellow vest even. So let's keep an eye out and see how far up the field he can move on this, the first lap. What can you see, mate?
Maybe in around 7th or so. That's him with the white crash helmet. We're certainly keep an eye on it because, of course, Ryan Bull is also on an orange and black car blade. Just a 2008 model or so. But as they're coming down the back straight in towards the Roberts chicane in this variation, isn't it? It's the Roberts chicane that goes right to the left.
Spot, yes.
And here we come out of the final chicane and across the start-finish line to complete lap number 1 of 7. And leading the way, it's the man who started in the middle of the front row, 216 Roy Noons, ahead of Kevin Clinkscales. Then it's Ryan Bull, Alan Morgan, Gianpaglia Driscoll, and it is Tommy Jones who's there in 7th position, Keith.
Okay, so a little more work to do if he wants to claim another gold medal for his already very impressive collection, because so far this year he has managed to pick up 12 gold medals, and he'd love to make that 16 by the end of this meeting as the 600s come across the line. And unsurprisingly, that is being led by Will Howard. It's Benton, Nunn, Mason, Neil, Betts, Preston, Trezens moves up there, then it's Gosling. So somebody's dropping down the field there, mate. It's a long way gone. What can you see?
So it was the number 122 of Aaron Nunn who started from the back of the grid. All got 2 bikes down here, unfortunately. And
totally missed that one, didn't we?
See the ones up on his feet and the other ones just getting there.
There'll be the 600s then, because they said it wasn't the 1000s, so you're right, 2 people have got it together. We were too busy looking at the riders coming across the line.
That's Pete Marsh up on his feet there.
Marsh, I think Aaron Fruin hasn't made it to the line either.
So, yeah. And you can say they just make sure one another is okay, but shame to see them out of the race. But the thousands are background now, and it is Aaron Noons who's extending his 3/10 of a second lead to 1.4. So Aaron Noons now leads Ryan Bull and Alan Morgan. Kevin Clinkscales is dropping down the order here as well. We've got yellow flags going into the final chicane. That, of course, will be for the 600s, but Kevin Clinkscales, I'm looking for him.
Somebody got to see the camera moving around there down at the bottom of the crane of curves into the old hairpin there. I can't see anything on the camera, but I do wonder if there was something there that we missed while we were busy looking at this incident coming out of the Roberts chicane.
Side by side between, that is 1-2-2 of Oliver Nunn and Will Howard. They were separated by 3/100ths of a second, and as that Will Howard has just about got the edge on Nunn as they go around Redgate on towards Hollywood and a crane of curves, but that was about as close as it gets. But
well, look at the lap time there. Fast first flying lap. The fastest man on the track is Nunn on that 600. So that just shows you the sort of pace we've got there at the sharp end.
Lap record is a 14 flat.
Okay, what are we into there?
14.8.
Wow, that's not bad for the first flying lap in these very cold conditions here at Donington today. Noons is credited with leading the 1000cc, so that's the first time I think he has led a race all year. So definitely it could be a day for people who don't normally pick up championship trophies to maybe claim something. Because Roy Noons, he's actually only been out with us the last couple of meetings, and his best so far has had a couple of second places at the last round at Brands Hatch. So clearly somebody who's getting to grips with his bike quite quickly there. It'll be interesting to see if he can manage to hold on and maybe drag that gold medal away. But Tommy Jones over the line this time does go a little bit quicker again. He's into the 13s now. In fact, it's a 13.2. Is that, we've got to get the bigger screen on this one?
That's the 13.2,
yeah, so that means he's almost 2 seconds quicker than Noons, who's leading the race. Over the line that time, there was only 1.1 seconds between the top 3 in the 1000cc. As the 600s now come across the line, it is still Howard from Nunn, again only by a second or so. So So lots of action all the way around the circuit as the leaders now come back up towards Coppice, and it is still Noons leading, but he's got Bull and Jones a close company.
Still in that order as well, but they did just find their way through one of the tail enders there, but it is still Noons from Bull from Jones, but as they go in towards Robert Chicane, then of course when they come across the line, it will be over half race distance. It will be 4 laps complete and 3 to go, and yeah, Tommy Jones is still there in 3rd position, and well, that's the Suzuki of Noons, who's coming under pressure now from 2 Fireblades.
Classic Suzuki versus Honda battle. Yet one of the slowest 600s getting well and truly beaten up as another 3000cc machine go past him, so he's definitely got to find a little bit of pace if he wants to be challenging for some medals, as Jim Paglia, Driscoll and Morgan, again they're all separated by just literally fractions of a second as the 600s now come to the line once again, and it's going to be Howarth leading. He's going to open up that gap to Nunn. Let's see, it's 0.4 of a second, and again this time it is Nunn who's a little bit quicker on that particular lap. In fact, PB this time for Howarth, but it's a 15.5 against the 14.9 for Nunn. So Nunn is definitely the quicker man of these guys. The 600s into the 14s, and Tommy Jones the fastest of the 1000cc's with that 13.2, so he's going to find about another second or so if he wants to be challenging for that very elusive lap record. And of course the lap record at the end of this race, that's it, that's in perpetuity, as you mentioned before, Bradley, because there is no class for these particular guys next year. The leader's already up out of Coppice, heading back towards us, in fact heading back over the line, not just out of Coppice, and I think that's Jones who's now moved up to second. He's now chasing hard after Noons, separated by 1/4 of a second. Bull now relegated to 3rd as Driscoll goes past, and Morgan go past Jim Paglia as well. So it's all chopping and changing there for the minor placings as well as the overall podium. We look a bit further down the track and we wait for the 600s to come back into view, and I imagine it is going to be that number 96 of Howarth still leading. It was only 4/10 of a second last time over Roy Nunn. This time the gap is, oh hang on, it shuffles a bit there, sorry, yes, still about 4/10 of a second. Actually no great change there, both into the 15.9s. So I don't think the lap record is going to take a pounding in this particular race. Do you, Bradley?
It's going to be a tall order, isn't it, with 2 laps to go. Just looking at that battle between the leaders of the rookie 600, because of course Matt Benton is also in the mix as well. This is 7th, 8th and 9th overall, but 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the rookie 600s. The top 3 are covered by 8/10 of a second. Here comes the 999 of Jack Allen across the line now to start his penultimate lap. But the race leaders in the thousands heading towards us now, and it is the number 15 of Tommy Jones who's now out in front as the last lap flag goes out. So only 1 more lap to go, and it is Tommy Jones who's hit the front right at the perfect time. He is, of course, already is the rookie 1000 champion, and well, he'll extend his advantage over Mindy Storr-Pierce, who isn't even here this weekend. So
yeah.
The frustrating thing there as well for Kevin Quinscale is that he came into this weekend 94 points away from Storr-Pierce, so it's a tall order, but a mathematical possibility for him to claim second. But unfortunately, a DNF in this one will mean that 3rd will be his best effort. Across the line now, there is the leaders of the rookie 600s, and it is number 122 of Aaron Nunn who's found his way through on Will Howarth, and is 0.9 of a second up the road now. So another 114.9 on that previous lap for Aaron Nunn. Will Howarth a 16.4 on that lap, and Matt Benton a 15.9. So the fight for second, Keith, is not over. We spoke to Matt Benton momentarily when we was doing the rounds around the paddock, and we said, are we going to take the fight to Will Howarth? And he said no. He was really playing down his chances, wasn't he? But he's within 1/4 of a second of him on this final lap.
Yeah, all of a sudden you've got that red rag to the Bull, and you're right, he's going to push on as hard as he can. Nunn, Howarth and Benton. Certainly Howarth has not got it all his own way in this particular race as the leaders in the thousands come across the line for the checkered flag, and it is Tommy Jones who does indeed claim another gold medal ahead this time of Roy Noons. So that's a good effort, but unfortunately off from the back of the grid there, Tommy has shown exactly what he can do as Ryan Paul finishes 3rd.
Well, 600s are heading down the back straight in towards the Robert Chicane now, and it's very much a slipstream game here, and who's going to outbreak who? And it is Will Howarth who's found his way to the front. So Will Howarth, he takes the lead of the race in the final stages, and he will claim the victory in the rookie 600s ahead of the number 122, and that is a great ride from the back of the grid for Aaron Nunn. And then third position, rounding off the podium, will be Matt Benton at 1 minute 14.9. That is 1 second quicker in terms of lap time between qualifying and the race for Matt Benton. So that's a great effort for him. He will take a bronze medal at the presentation later on this evening. So that is your top 3 in the 600s, and it's Neil ahead of Dan Preston, the number 26 of Dan Preston. He rounds out the top 5 in the rookie 600s ahead of Mason, Betts, Trezint, Gosling, and the 467 of Garner.
Okay, mate, well, there's only 79 points separating the top 4 in this particular championship as well. So